Do you know where your accountant fits within your business? Hi, my name's Scott Trevethan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Financial Fanatics. And today I just wanted to help you understand where your accountant fits in with the running of your business. You'll say, well, it's tax. My accountant does my annual tax return, and that's certainly part of the story. They need to do before they do your annual tax returns. Your tax returns have to be prepared from your annual accounts, and there are, depending upon your entity structure, will depend upon the type of accounts that they need to prepare. Now, they're going to use their best endeavors to make sure those accounts are as accurate as possible. However, they're not going to conduct an audit. They're going to rely on the books and records as provided by you. If they're using Xero and you've got Xero in your business, they're going to take the transactions as read, but they're going to just sort of maybe change a few things around. Tax accountants can get a little bit confusing for you, because if there's a lot of issues with your accounts, they can spend a lot of their time, which is a lot of your dollars, in just fixing the bookkeeping to make the accounts right, and then they can do the tax return based on those accounts. That's not the ideal situation, because it can be very costly for you. Now, of course, they'll also give you tax advice. It's very essential that you're seeing them around about April, May every year and getting some tax planning in place, so that if it's anything that you need to have done by the 30th of June, then that will save you tax or maybe delay you paying tax. That's a great time to invest in your accountant to give you that little bit of advice. Advice is the key thing that you would love to get from your accountant. They are really in a great position to give you the best business advice that can make you a lot of money. They're seeing a large range of different clients, usually in the business space, and I'm sure you won't be the only one of your industry, but even if you are, there'll be similar industries that they'll have had experience in. So they know what works and what doesn't work, and so they can give you some great advice. Now, they can give you advice in arrears, so they can say this is what you should have done, which is what accountants typically had done over the last 20 years. Or they can give you what's known as the holy grail of accounting advice, which is proactive advice. Advice that you didn't even know you needed before you even knew that you needed it. Now, the only way they can do this is if they've got up-to-date books and records, so that they can just go in, have a look at how you're tracking, and then give you some advice. They're the best way to get proactive advice. I explain in my book, Unfunk Your Business Finances, is to become an A-class client. One of the attributes of an A-class client is someone who asks for advice and then takes that advice. Sure, if you don't like the advice, you can get a second opinion. But if you're going to ask consistently for advice and then not take it, the accountant's not going to give you proactive advice. You're going to not become an A-class client. You'll be a B or a C-class client. So if you want to become an A-class client and get that holy grail of proactive advice, just ask your accountant, how can I become someone who gets proactive advice? Your bookkeeper plays an essential role in this, which is making sure that your accountant doesn't have to spend their valuable hours fixing your accounts or understanding them. Your bookkeeper should be there making sure that everything is correct, everything's in its right spot, and that minimizes the amount of time that the accountant needs to review your accounts, and therefore they can spend all of their time thinking about your business and how to make it better. So I hope that explains a little bit about what your accountant does. Of course, you knew about the tax, but that advisory piece is essential. And there's so many small and medium-sized business owners that don't take advantage of that. It's because their books and records aren't in a great state, which means the accountant can't really give you that advice. So I recommend ongoing proactive bookkeeping in order to support that advice is the best way to support your business. If you've got any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. My name's Scott Trevethan, and I'm from Financial Fanatics. Have a great day.